Hey y'all, Teanna Branae here and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a quick one. Well, we'll see. Today's video is going to be about how I plan my days, or what I plan my days around as a stay-at-home mom. One thing I've noticed with being a stay-at-home mom, it's really hard to carve out time for yourself and things that you need to do for your family and or your child. It's not easy. So I figured I'd give you guys my tips, or just how I schedule out my day so that I can hopefully help you all. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So step one for me is to plan out my day the night before. So the night before, I will sit in my bed and I will jot stuff in my phone. I will write stuff down in a notebook. I will make a sticky note, whatever I have to do, put it in my tablet, put it on my computer, whatever I have to do, to remind myself that these are the things that I have to get done tomorrow. Sometimes I get to all of it, sometimes I don't, but at least I have written it down so that if I have the time, I can attempt to remember to get to it. So I would say that's step number one. The night before, you usually have an idea of what you need to do the next day. So what I have found to be helpful is to write that stuff down. So for number two, when I wake up in that first thing in the morning, it's always usually Julian's breakfast. My son's an early riser. He's not one of those kids that's going to sleep until 8:30, so I have time to get myself together. No. Julian is up usually around 7:30 in the morning. So the first thing that I'm usually doing is getting him together, brushing his teeth, washing his face, things like that, and getting his breakfast first. So when he's eating his breakfast, I usually turn on his shows. He likes to watch like PBS Kids in the morning. So I will turn on PBS Kids and I will let him watch that while he eats breakfast. And it kind of gives me time to like go over my list that I made the night before, figure out what order I need to do stuff, like what's important, what's not important, what needs to get done first, what needs to get done, what could wait, like that type of thing. That is usually what I'm doing that early in the morning. So that's step number two. When he's having breakfast, I would suggest, or your child is having breakfast, I would suggest kind of trying to figure out like ranking when you can be getting stuff done. And if it's stuff that you can squeeze in that are really, really small at that time, I recommend doing it then. Step number three is usually Julian's lesson of the day. So my son, the way he learns, he's not one of those kids that's going to sit for an hour and let you teach to him. That just does not work for our family. It does not work. So I usually find myself doing quick 15 to 20 minute lessons with him because he's only 2. He'll be 3 in a few weeks, but he's 2. So his attention span, I don't expect him to pay attention to me for a long time. So I'll do like fun stuff. So flashcards, I will pull out his crayons and go over colors, and I'll let him color. And as he's picking out crayons out of the box, I'll ask him what those colors are so that we're always engaged in some type of learning facilitated environment every day. It doesn't have to be so rigorous, but I just need him to get something done. My sister bought him these little workbooks with numbers in them, and you trace the number. So recently we've been incorporating that into our days as well. So it all just depends on what your child learns like their learning style, but this is what I have found works for us. So number 4 is usually lunchtime. By this time it's usually about noon or 1. So he is usually having lunch. So while he's eating lunch, because he's usually a lot calmer at this point than he is when he first wakes up, I can give him his tablet while he's eating, and it gives me time to clean something. Usually this is me cleaning up our like living room area. So I'll clean the living room area while he's sitting out there with me eating his lunch. And I'll let him scroll through his tablet. He has a Amazon Fire tablet. It's a lot of learning based games on there. He's learning words in Spanish, all kind of stuff. So I'll give him his tablet while I clean. It's not full clean, but it's just like the common area clean. That's what I call it, the common area clean. It gives me time to do that. Number 5 step is usually nap time. After he eats his lunch, it's time for him to go down for a nap. Now, for nap time, I use that as my me time. So if I need to record a video like I'm doing right now, that's when I'll do it. If I need to call and make any doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, whatever appointments, if I need to call, make any important phone calls, that's the time that I will do it, because that's like the longest block of time that I have to myself during the day. Not at night, but during the day, that is the longest block of time that I have to myself, his afternoon nap. So I use that to make any appointments. If I want to do any more thorough cleaning jobs or something around the apartment, I do that then. If I have videos that I need to edit, I'm editing videos. If I need to record something, like I said, like I'm doing right now, I'm recording a video, important phone calls, whatever the case may be. I usually do that when he goes down for his nap. So number 6 is usually his assisted playing time, which is what I like to call it, assisted playing. So I will go in his room with him, and sometimes we color together. Sometimes we watch TV together. Sometimes we play with his toys. And the reason I call it that is because it gives him time to kind of actively play with someone and engage his imagination. That's number 1. Number 2, it also works as a learning tool. So for example, if he picks up, he has like construction trucks and whatnot, I'll say, oh, what color is that truck? And he'll say yellow and black. Or what type, he has dinosaurs. If I ask him what dinosaur is this, he can tell me exactly what the kind of dinosaur is. If I ask him what kind of food is this that goes with his play kitchen, he can tell. So yes, we're playing, but I also use that as a learning tool, because he has so many colorful toys, so many different types of toys. If I ask him what kind of stuffed animal is this, he can say, oh, this is an elephant. And then it can turn into, oh, what sound does an elephant make? So in his mind, he's just playing, but we're actively incorporating the stuff that we've been teaching him as well. It's not like I'm just sitting in the corner of his room and just letting him go, but more so making sure he's actively engaged and remembering the stuff that I have been teaching him. Step number 7, I usually call this our snack time. I'll give Julian a snack, and while he's eating his snack, I'll start actually preparing dinner, because it keeps him from wondering what I'm cooking in the kitchen, because he has his favorite snack already. So it keeps his attention, and it gives me time to focus on dinner, but it also keeps him from begging because he smells food, because he's already eating. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. When I'm cooking dinner, that's usually all I'm doing. My sisters may call me and I will chat with them and see how their day is going, or how they have been doing the last couple of days if I haven't talked to them in a few days. Whatever the case may be, one of my sisters usually call me around this time and just chat with me or check on Julie and stuff like that. So that's usually what I use his snack time for. That's the time that I prefer, like the house dinner. So number 8 is his bed and bath routine, and this usually happens sometime after 8 p.m. because I try to have him in bed by like 8:30, 8:45. Sometimes it doesn't work depending on how his nap went, but that's the goal. So this is his bed and bath time. We have a whole routine. We play music, we dance. He sometimes gets to wind down with TV, not all the time, but it depends on my mood. It depends on how he did that day, that kind of thing. So I try to dedicate that time to him. I read him a book sometimes if he wants me to. Sometimes he's not feeling a book. We'll sing a song. He has a little nightlight that plays music as well. So I really try to incorporate myself into his nighttime routine to kind of relax him. So that's what that time is for. I don't do anything else at that time. Like, I'm not trying to throw him off or anything. That's pretty much all we do at that time. After Julian goes to bed and my husband gets off work, that's kind of like our time where we reconnect for the day. He tells me how his work day went or what he did at work today. I'll tell him something funny that he missed about Julian. We'll just talk about us as a couple, or things that we want to do, things we want to experience, whatever the case may be. That's our time. But because I stay up so much later than my husband, he'll go to sleep around usually 11:30. I'm up to like 2 a.m. I'm up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'll read a book. If I have videos to edit, I'll edit a video. Of course, I'm making my list, checking it twice for the next day. But that's my like downtime to where I don't have to worry about what Julian's doing. I go check on him once or twice while I'm up, because I'm up till 3 o'clock in the morning anyways. So I'll go check on him once or twice because he sleeps really wild. Sometimes he tosses his blanket off. Sometimes he'll throw his pillows on the floor, whatever the case may be. If I see that he's rocking or kind of stirring in his sleep a lot, I'll turn his music back on because it does have a timer on it. So I'll turn his music back on sometimes. It just depends on the day. But consistently, that's my time to kind of like do the leisure stuff that I want to do. So if I wanted to watch a movie that I've been dying to watch, I'll pull my tablet out and watch it on my tablet, or I'll go lay on the couch and watch it. If I need to get a video done, if I need to come up with brainstorming ideas for videos that I want to do, whatever the thing may be, that's that time to do it, because it's usually my time uninterrupted. But that's it. That's my whole day of like planning my day. It probably doesn't sound exciting if you are not a stay-at-home mom and you don't have kids and that are actively in your home with you at that time, but typically that's how I plan my day at home. Of course, the day looks different if we're getting out of the house that day, or if Julian and I or my husband, whatever, we're going somewhere. But this is just what my day looks like at home. But I will tell you guys, if we're planning on going somewhere, we do it between naps. So if we're going somewhere in the morning, we make sure it's after his wake up time, but before his nap time, because he'll get fussy. And if he's going to take a nap, we push it till after his wake up time, a good like distance after his wake up time, so that he's not grumpy because we've had to wake him up from his nap. But other than that, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you find it useful in terms of how to navigate being a stay-at-home mom, because it can be difficult. But this is just my quick way of how I carve out time to myself. Let me know down below how you carve out time to yourself, and if you use any of their feeding times, snack times, eating times, whatever, as personal time as well. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you find it helpful, and bye.